Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a kind and gentle girl named Cinderella. She had a heart as warm as the sun and dreams as big as the sky. But life was not always easy for Cinderella. After her mother and father passed away, she had to live with her stepmother and two stepsisters, who were not very kind to her. While her stepsisters wore fancy dresses and ate sweet cakes, Cinderella had to sweep the floors, wash the dishes, and tidy up the house from morning till night. But even though she worked hard, Cinderella never lost her kindness. She loved to sing with the birds and talk to the little mice that lived in the house. One day, a special letter came to their home. It was an invitation from the palace. The king was having a grand ball for his son, the prince. Every young lady in the kingdom was invited. Cinderella's heart leaped with joy. Oh, how wonderful it would be to go to the ball, she thought. But Cinderella's stepmother only laughed. You go to the ball? Ha, you have nothing to wear. Her stepsisters giggled. She belongs in the kitchen, not in a palace. They tore Cinderella's old dress and left her behind, rushing to the ball in their fancy gowns. Cinderella sat by the fireplace, tears sparkling in her eyes. Suddenly, a warm glow filled the room. A gentle voice spoke, "Do not cry, dear child, you shall go to the ball." It was her fairy godmother. With a wave of her wand, she worked her magic. A pumpkin turned into a golden carriage. Mice turned into horses. And Cinderella's rags became the most beautiful gown, with glass slippers that sparkled like diamonds. Cinderella gasped in amazement. "Oh, thank you, Fairy Godmother." But the Fairy Godmother gave her a warning. "Remember, my dear, at midnight the magic will fade. You must leave before the clock strikes 12. Cinderella nodded and hurried into the carriage off to the grand royal ball. When Cinderella arrived, the entire ballroom fell silent. The prince saw her and could not take his eyes off her. Who is she? They danced together, twirling under the golden lights. Cinderella felt like she was floating on air. But then, bong! The clock struck midnight. Cinderella gasped and ran from the palace, her glass slipper slipping off on the stairs. The prince picked it up, watching as she disappeared into the night. The next day, the prince searched the kingdom for the girl who fit the glass slipper. Many tried, but it was too small for them all. Finally, the prince arrived at Cinderella's home. "Please let her try." Cinderella slipped her foot into the slipper, and it fit perfectly. The prince knew she was the one. "You are the girl I've been searching for." Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters gasped in shock, but it was too late. Cinderella married the prince and became a beloved princess. She never had to clean another floor again. And as for the stepmother and stepsisters, well, they learned a valuable lesson about kindness. And so, Cinderella and her prince lived happily ever after. And that, dear friends, is the magic of Cinderella, a story of hope, kindness, and believing in dreams. Good night, and may you always believe in a little magic.